I should. I keep forgetting that I used to hide behind the paper. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to this English lesson about clothing. I've been waiting to do this lesson for a while. There are quite a few lessons that I have on my list of lessons to do. This was one of them. Thought today would be a good day to do it. So hi, I am Bob the Canadian. Welcome to this English lesson about clothing. Let me just check to make sure everything is working. It looks like good afternoon, good evening. It looks like everything is working. So hello to everyone. Welcome to this lesson. I'll get started in a moment when I stop laughing. I don't know why I'm laughing. I'm in a good mood this morning. I think I slept really well and my coffee tasted especially good this morning. So few rules before we start. Please use the chat for English conversations. Please don't ask questions in the chat. If you have questions, there is a link that will be shared in the chat that you could use. Please follow that link to ask your questions. So we're doing a lesson on clothing. Here we go. Let's get started. First of all, this is a vocabulary lesson and more. I'm going to go pretty quickly through all of the different articles of clothing because I want to get to the middle part of the lesson where I'll talk about all of the words and phrases we use when we talk about taking care of our clothes and the parts of clothes and stuff like that. Before we start, let's talk about the word clothes. It's a hard word to pronounce for new learners, but really it's the same word that we use. It's the same pronunciation as when we close a door. Even though it has a TH in it, we just say close. So I'm wearing clothes this morning. That's a good thing. So let's get started. Most common article of clothing, that's how we refer to clothes, is a shirt. I showed some of you this shirt in my YouTube stories last night. It says, "Kind is the new cool." Oftentimes when you wear a shirt like this, which is a t-shirt, it might have some words on it or a slogan or phrase. So we have a shirt. There are two kinds of shirts. There is a short sleeve shirt and there is a long sleeve shirt. Sometimes people say short sleeved shirt. They add a D on the end. That's fine in informal English, but I think the most correct version is to say short sleeve shirt or long sleeve shirt. So I often, if you notice, wear short sleeve shirts because I am warm almost all the time. I am a warm-blooded person. I've told you before that my family originally is from the northern part of Holland. I think that I am part Viking. If you don't know what Vikings are, you can look that up. So I wear short sleeve shirts. I don't wear long sleeve shirts very often. The most common casual shirt in North America. By the way, this is North American English. I don't know all the names for the different articles of clothing in the UK or in Britain. So this is very much a North American lesson, but many of these names are the same. This is what you will see most people wear in my part of the world. T-shirts. T-shirts are the most popular shirt to wear. Less people wear what's called a dress shirt. A dress shirt is a shirt that's made of final material or finer material. It's definitely less comfortable for someone like me, but it is the second most common type of shirt is a dress shirt. Many people, if they work in an office building, will wear a dress shirt instead of a t-shirt. At my work, we don't wear t-shirts. As teachers, we always wear a shirt with a collar, okay? It doesn't have to be a long sleeve dress shirt with a tie, but that's what we wear. I do want to stop and say hello to everyone in the chat. I'm not sure if I remember that. It was fun chatting with you before the live lesson started. I want to shout out to Learn American English with this guy who's here. Hi, Brent. How's it going? And then thanks again to Todd and Dave. Maybe they both want to say hi in the chat for being here to moderate. But let's keep going. Can you tell I'm trying to go fast this morning? There's a lot of pieces of clothing. Women will sometimes wear a blouse. So women can wear shirts just like men can wear shirts. Men and women wear t-shirts. But when a woman wears a shirt that's a little fancier, maybe it's made out of nicer material, it might have ruffles or some design elements that make it really, really cool looking. We usually call that a blouse. Okay, let me repeat that, a blouse. So a blouse might have sleeves that are a little bit poofy. It might have fabric that's in ruffles along the collar. But oftentimes when men or women need to dress up a little bit, a woman will wear a blouse and a man will wear a dress shirt. Chi Sheng says, I wear t-shirts at work. Very cool. I don't think I'm allowed to wear t-shirts at work. We have a dress code at work. A dress code is the English term for if you have a place of work and they tell you what you are allowed and not allowed to wear. So at my work, we have a dress code for the teachers. One of the things in the dress code says that a teacher must wear a shirt with a collar. So I can't wear a t-shirt. I can't wear jeans either, but we'll get to that. Pants, probably the most common thing to wear on the bottom half of your body, a pair of pants. So that's how we refer to it. This man is wearing dress pants. You can also wear other kinds of pants, but anything that's a little more formal looking, we would call dress pants. And I wear dress pants to work. I wear khakis actually to work every day. Let me keep moving here. If you want to relax, you might wear what are called jogging pants. Jogging pants are usually made out of a material that's a little more stretchy and it is a little more comfortable to wear. And sometimes people wear jogging pants to go jogging, but most of the time in North America, people wear jogging pants to relax. Many people, when they come home from work, will throw on a pair of jogging pants or put on a pair of jogging pants. So that just helps them relax a little bit. Women sometimes wear yoga pants or workout pants when they go to work out. Yoga pants are a very tight fitting pant. So learn English with this guy said pants is never plural, but it's kind of interesting when you talk about the type of pant, you don't put an S on the end. Isn't that weird? So there's many types of pants, but this type of pant, it kind of sounds funny, doesn't it? This type of pants sounds odd to me. So anyways, yoga pants worn by women, not by men. Men don't wear yoga pants, okay? I guess if you wanted to, you could, but it might look a little strange. The most common thing to wear on the bottom half of your body in North America is a pair of jeans. So jeans are made from denim. I think jeans were invented in the United States by a man called Levi Strauss, and you can still buy jeans from Levi's. But definitely, I wear jeans a lot. I can't wear jeans to work because remember I said we have a dress code for teachers. But I can wear jeans on what's called a dress down day. So a dress down day is a day where you can wear more comfortable clothes to work. Some people have dress down days on Fridays. They have a day at work called Casual Friday. Casual Friday is a day where you are allowed to wear jeans and a t-shirt to work. I often wear a belt. So a belt is another thing that you wear. Not technically an article of clothing. I guess it is, but it's certainly something that you wear to hold up your pants, for sure. Let me jump over and do some questions. I'm flying through the vocabulary right now. Let's see here. First question from Deekshanch. Thanks for the question. And the question is, hi Bob, what is the difference between clothing and clothes? There is no difference. I wear clothing, I wear clothes, okay? So exactly the same thing, Deekshanch. And you'll already hear that I've used both words. I've said things like, this is typical clothing in North America, or these are the clothes that we typically wear in North America. So we wear clothes, we wear clothing. Clothing, a little harder to say for some of you probably. Let's see here. So Vitaly Smirnov. Hello, Teacher Bob. How are you doing? I hope you and your family are doing well. How many blue shirts do you have? What's your lucky one? My lucky one is starting to wear out, and I think I wore it in last week's live stream. But I have over 20 blue plaid shirts, okay? It's what I wear to work every day. I wear a blue plaid shirt every day. In fact, one day I went to school and I wore a shirt that wasn't blue, and students were like, "Who are you?" Like, they pretended they didn't know who I was because I didn't have the right color shirt on, because they're well aware, as you are, that that's generally the kind of shirt I wear. If I find a whole bunch of blue plaid shirts on sale, it's like a good day for me. Next question is from Eugene from Kharkov. Hello, Mr. Bob. Thank you for your lessons. You're welcome. My question is, what do you call the national clothes in Canada? And do you have Canadian national clothes? Thanks again. So our First Nations people have traditional outfits that they wear. I'm not aware of the names of them, but Canada has a long history of having, our First Nations people have very cool and authentic clothing. And that'd be something you should look up on Google. It would be very, very interesting. Let's see here. Next question is from Henry from Taiwan. Hi, Teacher Bob. What's the difference between overall, I took the letter C out, overall and coverall? They are the same. An overall, I don't have a picture of one, but it's like a shirt and pants together. They're attached and it covers all of you. So it's an overall or a coverall. Many people who work in a factory will wear coveralls. So if you work in a factory where the environment is a little bit messy or dusty or dirty, you will have your work clothes, but you will wear a coverall over top to protect your clothing. Let's see here. Salih Abid has the next question. Hello, Teacher Bob. Are there certain outfits for occasions in Canada, such as marriage, solace, and the dead, and are they dressed up for a specific outfit? So first of all, for a marriage, everyone generally wears a tie. If you are a guest going to a wedding, you would wear your best clothes, okay? So for me, that means I wear a shirt with a tie when I go to a wedding. I don't usually wear a jacket or a suit jacket. Sometimes I do, but definitely. When you go to a funeral, you generally dress the same but in darker clothes. So if a funeral would be when you go to, a funeral is when you bury someone who has died. If you go to a funeral service, in Canada, you generally wear black or darker colors if you go to a funeral. You don't, in some countries, you always wear black to go to a funeral. In Canada, you can wear dark blue. You can wear darker colors to go to a funeral, but you certainly don't wear anything bright or happy if you go to a funeral. So that was a good question. Let's see here. Alina has the next question. Alina says, hi, Teacher Bob. Do students in your school have to wear a uniform? If yes, what does it look like? Yes, they do have to wear a uniform. They wear a collared shirt and khaki pants. If you look up like school uniform on the internet, that's probably pretty close to it. Let's see here. So you're from Ukraine, says, hi, sweetie. Thanks. What is the difference between strings and knickers, and what does wear her birthday suit mean? So first of all, knickers is a British term, so I'm not going to talk about knickers. I will talk about underwear in a bit though, and no one's allowed to laugh. But if you are in your birthday suit, that means you have no clothes on. It's another way of saying naked. So if someone is in their birthday suit, it's the suit you wore when you were born. So think about that. When you were born, you had no clothes on. So if you say someone is in their birthday suit, it means that they are naked. Sam from Ukraine says, hi, Teacher Bob. It's Sam from Taiwan. Sorry, I said Ukraine, Taiwan. What is the most popular and common brand of clothing in Canada? I'm not sure. There are all of the major brands. So we have Tommy Hilfiger, we have Levi's, we have, I don't even know the clothing brands. I think I wear a lot of shirts. I can't remember the name right now. It's in the thumbnail, Van Heusen, and those kinds of things. Let's get back to the lesson. Yeah, Ramenko says, wow, there's a birthday suit. I hope you understood the definition of birthday suit. If it is cold out, you might wear a sweater. So a sweater is a very thick shirt. It technically isn't a shirt, it's a sweater. It's usually made out of wool or cotton or some kind of fabric that's very, very warm. And generally in Canada in the winter, people wear sweaters. And sweaters are usually nicer than sweatshirts. So a sweatshirt is kind of it's the top part of the jogging pants. So it's made of a more relaxed material. And a sweater with a hood, we sometimes call a hoodie. So this person, you could say, is wearing a sweatshirt. You could also say he's wearing a hoodie. In fact, we've pretty much separated the two in Canada and in the United States, where if this is the hood is the part that goes on your head. If this didn't have a hood, we would call it a sweatshirt. Because this one has a hood, in my part of Canada, we would call it a hoodie. Okay, so, and by the way, that's spelt like how I just put it in the chat. If it's warm, you wear shorts. It's almost warm enough to wear shorts today here in Canada. It is 18 degrees this morning. I don't know what happened. It was snowing last week. Now it's almost shorts weather. So we do say that, by the way. It's almost the right weather to wear shorts. This is a jacket. A jacket is a warmer piece of outerwear that you wear when it is spring or fall or a little bit chilly. It's not really thick material. Jackets are usually thin. And this in particular is what we call a jean jacket. If it's really cold, you wear a coat. In Canada, we have coats in the fall and we have winter coats. I actually have two coats. So I have a coat that I wear in the fall, which is pretty warm, and then I have a winter coat, which is really warm, that I wear in the winter. So in Canada, sometimes people have a few different pieces of outerwear. Usually they have a jacket, a rain jacket, kind of a thin coat, or just a coat, and then a winter coat, depending on where you live in Canada. Let me jump over and, well, first of all, let me say hi to some people in the chat. Hello, Nicole. Hello, Botier TV. Hello, Panthera Nori. Hello, Natalia Illusion. Welcome to everyone who is here and participating. It is awesome to see all of you. I especially want to thank those who are members and who are longtime viewers of my channel. So there's two different categories there. There are people here who have been watching my videos for almost a year. You guys are awesome. And there are people here who have decided to join my channel and become a member to support me. I appreciate that very, very much. So thank you to Marlo and Panthera and Vitali and Lolly and Rachel and Learn American English with this guy. And I've missed some people, but thank you to all of the members. If you want to support my channel, there is a join button somewhere that you can use to do that. Let's see here. Next question. I'm going to do a few questions before I do the next section, because the next section is a little bit delicate. You'll see in a minute. Let's see here. Bernadette from Belgium says, "Hello, Bob. What is the difference between a jumper and a pullover? Thank you for your answer." So we don't use the word jumper very much in Canada, or the word pullover. Generally, we use the word sweater, like I showed you, a very nice warm sweater, or sweatshirt, or hoodie. Those are the three things that people generally wear. We also have what's called a long sleeve t-shirt. So a long sleeve t-shirt is the same as a t-shirt, but the sleeves are long. So those are the most common words we use for shirts that have longer sleeve. Next question from John Lee. Is there a giant gap between teenagers' clothes and older clothes? So generally, once you reach a certain age, you stop buying clothes that are made for young people. So there are clothes that are made for people between, let's say, teenagers around age 14 or 15, up to people in their early 20s. Those are like the cool clothes, the hip clothes. I don't wear any of those clothes because I'm in my late 40s. I'm too old to wear clothes. The clothes that teenagers wear, we sometimes call teeny bopper clothes. So teeny bopper is just kind of this informal name for young teenagers. So there are clothing stores that sell teeny bopper clothes. Jen and I don't shop there because we don't need clothes like that. So yes, there is definitely a distinct difference. I wear what my kids call, I wear old man jeans and I wear old man shirts. So there's definitely a different. Let's see here. There's a few questions here that are not related to the topic, so I am going to skip them. Sorry about that. No problem, Bernadette, for giving the answer. That's what I do. give answers. Chico from Ukraine. Good morning, sir. Could you say what is ants in your pants? So when a kid, let's say you're sitting at the supper table and there's a little kid and they can't sit still. They're just always moving. We would say, do you have ants in your pants? So ants are very small insects. If you had ants in your pants, it would probably not feel very good and you would move around a lot. Jesse, the Canadian, has the next question. Hi, Jesse, by the way. I hope you are doing well. Is there any specific idiomatic expressions for those who are materialistic, purchasing clothes and stuff like that? So we sometimes call people that shop a lot, we call them shopaholics. So the same way you have an alcoholic who is someone who drinks too much alcohol, a shopaholic shops too much, okay? I don't think we have a specific one for clothes. Maybe Brent from Learn American English with This Guy knows. But I don't know someone who, like we would say they're addicted to buying clothes, but maybe Brent knows something or can look that up quick. That would be awesome. Let's see here. One more question and we will move on. This is from Grace, not totally related to clothing. Hello, Bob. How are you? I was wondering what you wear in different seasons. I've heard Canada is really cold in the winter, so I'm not sure. Yeah, so in the winter, I don't wear... My clothes aren't that much different in the winter, but my outerwear changes. So I wear this kind of shirt year round, okay? I wear a short sleeve shirt in the winter. Monica Moraz has become a member of the channel. Thank you for supporting me, Monica. So what I wear every day doesn't change much, but what I put on before I go outside changes. So in the middle of the winter, I put on boots instead of shoes, and I put on a winter coat and a winter hat for sure. Yeah, shopaholic, Brent, for sure. So this next section, I'm going to get embarrassed while I teach this next section, but you need to know these words. No one's allowed to laugh or snicker. So snicker is like when you teach a sensitive topic in a school, sometimes kids snicker. They're like they laugh a little bit. So we're going to talk about underwear and underpants, and I'm going to try to do it myself without laughing because this is what we call a sensitive topic, okay? But you need to know these words. You are learning English. So what you wear under your clothes in English is called underwear. Sometimes we say underpants, but normally in my part of Canada, we say underwear. It's different for men and women. This is men's underwear. This is women's underwear. Sometimes women's underwear is called panties, but this is definitely what people wear under their clothes. And now to go into a bit more detail. This type of underwear we call briefs, okay? So sometimes you will watch a television show and they'll be talking about underwear, and I don't know why. They shouldn't talk about underwear, but they will ask a man if he wears boxers or briefs. So boxers are a type of men's underwear that looks more like a pair of shorts, and briefs are a type of men's underwear that looks more like, I guess, like a bathing suit in Europe or something like that. So sometimes people will say to a man, do you wear boxers or briefs? Don't ask me. I am not telling you what kind of underwear I wear. Women also have an additional piece of undergarment or underwear, and it's called a bra. Technically, this isn't underwear though. You would call a bra a bra. So that's it. I've done it. I've talked about underwear and I've talked about bras, and I probably turned red because I'm embarrassed a little bit, but now you know. Underwear is underwear, Vitaly says, and it's a word you need to know. By the way, when you're learning a language, you can't avoid learning certain words. You simply have to learn them because you know them in your own language, so you learn them at some point. So that was your little lesson about underwear. Whew, I guess we can continue now. If you go somewhere formal and you are a man, you will wear a suit, okay? So a suit is, we refer to this as every part of it. So it's a jacket, a dress shirt, a tie, dress pants. I think the French have a better word for it. I think it's complet. So that means like everything, like complete. So a suit would be when you really get dressed up to go somewhere, maybe to a wedding, maybe you have to go and give a speech somewhere, or you're going to a formal dinner, you would wear a suit. you would also wear a tie, but apparently the picture didn't print. I hope that didn't happen. Let's go back to this picture. So this guy is wearing a tie. You can see that right there. And this is a piece of paper that says tie on it, but there's no picture. I wear ties when I need to dress up, but I don't actually like ties because when it doesn't feel comfortable to me to wear a tie. I like my collar to be open a little bit, but definitely when I go to a wedding, or when I go somewhere formal, I wear a tie. Maudie, as a member, is saying hi in the chat. Hi, Maudie. I do see you there. Thanks for being here. Awesome. Yes, complete version in French. Yeah, I think that's a better word, lolly lolly. I think in English we should call it a complete outfit. Women, when they go out, can also wear a suit, by the way. There's something called a pantsuit. I don't have a picture of it, but generally, for us, if Jen and I go to a wedding, I wear a suit and Jen will wear a dress. This is the most formal attire. So that's another word for clothing, by the way. This is the most formal attire that we use in English. So I would wear a suit, Jen would wear a dress. Sometimes instead, Jen might wear a skirt. So a skirt is simply the bottom part of a dress, okay? And then she'll wear a nice blouse on top. So notice that's how we refer to it. She'll wear a blouse on top and she'll wear a skirt. Generally, Jen, when we go to a wedding though, will wear a dress. Wow, I have a lot of clothes to talk about. We wear shoes on our feet. Shoes have laces. Most of the time they have laces and you need to tie your shoes. So when you put your shoes on, you tie your shoes. Some people though leave their shoes tied and they just slip on their shoes. So one of my kids leaves their shoes tied a little bit loosely and they just slip on their shoes when they want to go outside. I tie my shoes every time I put them on. I wear boots in the winter. Sometimes I wear boots when it is raining on the farm. Boots are simply a little more waterproof and they usually go higher up on your ankle than a pair of shoes. I was gonna say socks, but I would be wrong because that would be the next word. Maudie, that's called a scarf. I'll talk about scarf. Look, it's kind of funny, eh? I'm almost ready to talk about scarf and Maudie is talking about it. We wear socks on our feet. We have socks that are really long. We have socks that are really short. But generally, most people will wear socks year-round in Canada and in the United States. But we do go barefoot. Sometimes we take our socks off and we just walk around barefoot. So barefoot is when you have no socks or shoes on your feet. And we say that, you know, they were walking around barefoot, or they were walking around in their bare feet. So by the way, the word looks like this, barefoot, but generally people wear socks except in the summer. In the summer, sometimes people just walk around in their bare feet. And there's a little bit of a joke about that because it's bare, B-A-R-E, not B-E-A-R, which is like, rah, like a bear. But anyways, I don't know if you got that. Sometimes when it's cold, you wear a scarf, but sometimes you wear a scarf just to look good. So this guy is wearing a scarf just to look good. It is a fashion accessory, or he is just kind of accessorizing himself. So that's when you put on clothes that don't have a purpose, they just look good, okay? So he's wearing a scarf because he thinks that actually this does look pretty good, I must admit, but he has a nice scarf on so that he looks fashionable. I don't dress fashionably, I dress practically. You understand the difference? When you dress fashionably, you dress to impress. That's another phrase we have in English. When you dress to impress, you're dressing so that people are impressed by how you look. I dress practically, so that means I wear the clothing I need depending on how warm or cold it is outside. The same can happen with gloves. You can wear gloves to keep your hands warm, but you can also wear gloves as a fashion accessory. You can wear gloves so that you look good. Sometimes when you go out, and you are wearing a nice suit and it's a little colder out, you might wear some really nice gloves as well. And again, gloves, there's a spot for each finger. And with mittens, all of your fingers go in one spot. So that's the difference between gloves and mittens, if you weren't sure. On your head, you can wear a hat. So often when I go for a walk, I will wear a ball cap or a baseball cap. So you can see them up there on my shelf. There's one right there. We would call that a baseball cap or a ball cap, but you can also just call it a hat. Hat is kind of the general term for something that you put on your head. You wear a hat because it has a brim. So the brim of the hat is the part that keeps the sun off your face. Sometimes you wear a hat just because it looks cool, or maybe you have a hat from your favorite sports team. But generally in Canada, people don't wear hats very much. When you go out to the mall or you go out in public, you will not see a lot of people wearing a hat other than a ball cap. That is probably the most common type of hat in Canada. In Canada, when it's cold, you wear a winter hat. I'm sure Brent, who's out in Maine, learned American English with this guy, wears a winter hat. We also call it a toque sometimes, in Canada only. But a winter hat is a really warm hat that keeps your head warm when you go outside during the winter or in colder weather. Sometimes when you are home and relaxing, you will wear slippers. So slippers are like really warm, comfy coverings for your feet. They're kind of like shoes, but they're kind of like socks. And they're just made so that you can be comfy at night. I don't wear slippers very often, but here's a little secret. In the middle of the winter, when it's really, really, really cold, I do sometimes wear slippers. One more thing for your feet. These in Canada we call flip-flops. So they are little things to wear on your feet that are really easy to put on and take off. You could also sometimes call these sandals, but technically I would call these flip-flops. Sandals look very similar as well. They are an open-toed or a more open type of footwear. I don't have a picture of sandals right here, but definitely people in Canada will wear sandals or flip-flops at certain points. Hey folks, just give me a second here. I am going to try to speed up for one thing. I have to make a little switch here. So once again, I do want to mention, well, let me just get a question for a sec. Let's see here. I want to make sure I don't repeat any questions. So let me get rid of a few here. Let me get one from Ying from Taipei. Greetings from Taipei. Besides casual, smart casual, formal, sporty, could you please give us some adjectives that we can use to describe a person's outfit? You have almost all of them, Ying. So definitely you can dress casual, you can dress smart casual or semi-casual. You should look up the definitions though, because I do know all of my articles of clothing, but I'm not an expert on that aspect of it. Give me one sec here because I have to thank my members. So what I do each week with my live lessons is partway through the lesson, I do switch the chat to members only just for about 10 minutes or so to allow members to ask questions directly in the chat. So if you are a member, you are able to talk in the chat right now. Vitaly says, do teachers' dress code require wearing pants during online lessons? Yeah, there is no current dress code. We all wear pants during our lessons, Vitaly, of course. Let's see here. I'm going to skip in the chat if it's not a question, okay? So if you're just chatting with each other, I won't read those out loud. But Alina says, Teacher Bob, how do you call a special stick to help you put your shoes on? So we call it a shoehorn. There's actually a special little thing that you can use. If you don't want to untie your shoes and retie them, you can use what's called a shoehorn to put on your shoes. If you do a search for that on YouTube or on Google, you will find it. Business casual says English Danny. Yes, that's another type of dress. Let's see. Norma wants to know, is a flip-flop called that for the sound when one walks with them? I think it might be. I don't know the origin of the name. Sam says, hi, Teacher Bob. What do you say if a couple wears the same clothes? Do you ever wear the same clothes with Jen? We don't, but you can dress as twins. Sometimes at our school for fun, we will have twin day, where two people dress exactly the same just for fun. One time we had a day where me and another teacher wear very distinctive clothes. I always wear a blue plaid outfit. He always wears a shirt and tie. And then on the one day for fun, we wore this. We switched our outfits so that he looked like me and I looked like him. That was fun. Let's see here. Next, Gleb says, all have to wear masks and gloves in public place in Moscow. I should have mentioned mask. It's becoming a fashion item as well now. People are wearing masks for safety, but they're starting to wear masks that look really cool as well. Isabel, hello, Teacher Bob. Thank you for this great lesson regarding the hats for women. In English, do they have special names? They might, Isabel, but Jen doesn't wear hats. Sometimes she wears a ball cap, but I don't know the names, so you'll have to look those up. Let's see here. It seemed like you checked your pants put on. Yeah, I have pants on, Vitaly, just so you know, for sure. Let's see. Let's see, Twin Day. Yes, they have that at Brent's school as well. Let's see here. Danny has the next question. Danny says, hi, Bob. This is not a question. Just wanted to let you know we crossed over 10K subs. So this is Learn English with Danny on his channel. Thank you, because we learned a lot from paying attention to you. Well, thank you for the compliment, Danny. That's awesome. Let's see here. Next question. Let me back up a bit. Panthera says, how do you look? Oh, what does the prison uniform look like in Canada? I don't know. I don't have a lot of knowledge in that area, Panthera Nori. I would have to look that up. I don't know if they wear orange in our prisons. I would have to check that. And then, let's see here. Do you punish if dress code is broken at school? Well, punish, yeah. In a way, sometimes students, they get in trouble. There's no huge punishment, but if students don't wear their uniform, they do get a talking to. That's how we say it in English. So they get in trouble with the vice principal. Samuel Chen, hi, Teacher Bob. What do you wear under a shirt? An undershirt? No, I'm too warm for that. I just wear a shirt. This all there is a shirt. Some people do wear an undershirt. They will wear an undershirt underneath their formal shirt. I don't, because it makes me too warm. I'm just always warm. Always warm. Let's see here. Madi says, we have the big clothes called for covering the whole body. So if you're wearing something that covers your whole body, in Canada we would call that overalls or coveralls. Usually we use the word coveralls, and a coverall is something that's worn by, like, sometimes farmers wear coveralls when they work in the barn. Sometimes factory workers will wear a coverall. Roman says, what about trousers? So we know the word trouser in Canada and in America, but we don't use the word trousers very often. So trousers is another word for pants. So you wear your trousers, you wear your pants. We just don't use the word. So we're familiar with it, but we generally use the word pants. And if they are made from denim, we use the word jeans. So I haven't heard the word trousers in Canada for a long time. Let's see here. English Danny says, thank you, Bob. No problem, English Danny. What do the heroes have on their back? A cape. So they wear a cape on their back. So a cape is a long flowing thing. Superman has a cape. Doctor Strange has a cape. Iron Man does not have a cape. So good question. Learn American English with this guy. Is Jen always cold? I'm always very warm too, and my wife Jamie is forever cold. Yeah, Jen's a little colder than I am, but I think we're pretty close, actually. Andre 10, how do you call the pants that ends like a bell? Well, they're called bell bottoms. They're not very popular. They made a little comeback about 10 years ago, I think. But in the 1970s, bell bottoms were very, very cool. Let's see, Alina, clothes layers is not for me as well. It's always too hot, even in winter. Yeah, I don't, so that's the use of the word layers. People dress in layers. So that means you wear an undershirt, a shirt, a sweatshirt, a coat. So you have 4 layers of clothing. In the winter, it's important to dress in layers, for sure. English Danny commenting on trousers. It's kind of an older term. Yeah, definitely in North America, very much an older term. My grandmother used to say trousers. Oh, by the way, English Danny, are you in England? Maybe they don't say trousers in England anymore. I'm not sure where you're from, English Danny. Let us know. Let me grab another question from the crowd. Harry, I'm not going to try and say your last name. No, I should try and say it. Harry Raffanomezantoswa. Hello, Bob, the Canadian. What does the T stand for in T-shirt? Is it true that it comes from tea? Thank you very much. I don't know, but I think it's because when you lay the shirt flat, it looks like the letter T. Okay, I'm just guessing. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what the T stands for in T-shirt. Let's see here. Nori, hi Teacher Bob. Basically, are the boots pretty? Since are they the ones for hiking? Are there more different words for them? So I'm not super familiar with boots. I buy boots that keep my feet warm, but I know that women have a lot more options when they go to buy footwear like boots. There are boots that you buy for dressing up. Some women wear boots to work. Some women wear boots for the bad weather. So I'm not a boot expert, but I do know if you go to the shoe store, the section where they have boots for men is much smaller than the section where they have boots for women. There are many, many more options for women, and I'm sure they have a variety of names, Nori. English Danny, I'm from the US. Yeah, that's what I thought. Let's see here. Callow, hello Bob. What's the difference between trainers and sneakers? So running shoes or trainers or sneakers, those are all different words for shoes you wear when you exercise, okay? So they're all very, very similar to each other. Let's see here. Mohammed, what do you think about uniforms instead of dress code? In our country, students wear uniforms. Uniforms make it really easy for people. I like uniforms. Han Turk, hi Teacher Bob. Have you ever felt lazy to change your clothes and wear pajamas before going to bed? I'm not going to talk about what I wear to bed. So that's all I'll say about that. Norma, ragged jeans are used in Canada. I saw a YouTube video 2 days ago and they are still used there. Yes, so jeans that you buy that already have holes in them are still popular in Canada. Mike Europe has become a member. Thank you so much for joining, Mike. Panthera Nori. Teacher Bob, you use the word fabric or textile if we're talking about clothes. We use the word fabric. Okay, so I would say, oh, this is made out of a really nice fabric. It's very comfortable. I like the fabric. Textile is more of the word you would use in a factory or something like that to talk about making clothing. Julia, what is the name for a square scarf? Do women wear it in Canada? It usually covers the head. I'm not sure. Sorry, I'm not familiar with the name of it. Alina, it seems that to me you have a lot of rubber boots to work on the farm. Yes, we have a lot of rubber boots. I think they're called wellies or something like that in other countries, but we have rubber boots. Hey, I need to teach faster. I have a lot of teaching to do. Give me 1 sec here. I'm going to turn normal chat back on. And I'm not sure how many more questions I will answer, but I'm going to teach really quick. When you go to bed, sometimes you wear pajamas. Pajamas are comfy clothes that you wear when you sleep. I'm not going to talk about what I wear to bed. Maybe I wear pajamas, maybe I don't. It's none of your business. Have you ever heard that in English before? It's none of your business. Here's the part of the lesson I really wanted to get to. So, most of the clothes that my kids wear, we call hand-me-downs. So hand-me-downs are clothes that you get from another family or another person that they have already worn. So we get hand-me-downs from other families, and when our kids are too big to fit in those clothes, we give those clothes to other people we know that have littler kids. So hand-me-downs are clothes that you get for free from another family. When I grew up, I mostly wore hand-me-downs. So I mostly wore clothes that my parents got from my cousins. When your clothes are dirty, you have to wash your clothes or do the laundry. So once a week, Jen or I do the laundry. Actually, Jen does the laundry. We talked about that in our other video, but that's how you talk about washing your clothes. You can say, I need to wash my clothes, but more often you would say that you need to do the laundry. Sometimes you take your clothes to a dry cleaner. That's when you pay someone there's a business called a dry cleaner, and they will clean your clothes for you. At home though, you would use a washer and a dryer. I hope I pointed to the right ones. You would wash your clothes and then you would dry your clothes. In order to get your clothes to the laundry room or to where you do laundry, you would put them in a laundry basket. So this is a very common thing in North America. Many people have laundry baskets. I'm sure it's common around the world as well. Sometimes you take your clothes out of the washing machine, and instead of putting them in the dryer, you would hang them on a clothesline. So when it is warmer out at our place, we usually dry our clothes on the clothesline because it's free. The wind and the sun dry your clothes for free if you hang them on a clothesline. And in order to make them stay on the clothesline, we use clothespins. Sorry, I don't have a picture of a clothespin. If your clothes have wrinkles, you would iron them using an iron on an ironing board. I will say those words again because they are hard to pronounce for people learning English. This is an iron. So we have an iron and we have an ironing board. So I will put my shirts on the ironing board and I will iron my shirts so that they have no wrinkles. When you're done and your laundry is all dry, maybe it came off the clothesline or out of the dryer, you would fold the laundry. So generally you hang up certain articles of clothing and you fold other articles of clothing. Okay, so I hang my shirts in the closet, but I fold all of my other clothes. I fold my t-shirts, I fold my jeans, and I put them into my dresser. When you wash clothes, you use laundry detergent. So you go to the store and you buy laundry detergent. Kim says we don't have clotheslines in the city. Yeah, that's too bad because your clothes smell really good when you dry them on a clothesline. I hang my shirts up on what are called coat hangers. So, by the way, if you are wondering why this lesson was called Clothing and More, we're in the and more section right now. So in my closet upstairs, I have many clothes hangers and, coat hanger or clothes hanger. It has two names, by the way. But we have many coat hangers in our closet. And the clothes that I fold, I put in my dresser. And the clothes that I put on a coat hanger, I put in my closet. Jen and I have a very small closet that we share, and we sometimes fight about it. And we wish we had a walk-in closet, but we don't. And we probably never will, because this is for rich people or people who have lots of money. They might have what's called a walk-in closet, which means you can walk into the closet, okay? If you watch television shows where people are really, really wealthy, they will usually have a walk-in closet. We put our dirty clothes or our dirty laundry. Let me do this one first. So when you wear your clothes and you're done wearing them, we would say it's dirty laundry or dirty clothes. Even if they don't have stains, we still call it dirty laundry. By the way, if you have a criminal past, sometimes people will look into your past to find dirty laundry. So we use the word dirty laundry to talk about bad things you've done in the past as well. But we usually put our dirty laundry in a hamper. So this is where you put your clothes after you've worn them for a bit. You put them into a hamper so that you can wash them. Sometimes you spill coffee on your shirt. I did this once at school, and then you have a stain. So this looks to me like a ketchup stain. You can have coffee stains. We just named the stain after whatever kind of food or drink made the stain on our clothes. As you can tell, I wear shirts that have a collar. So this shirt has a collar. In particular, I like to wear shirts that have a button-down collar. That means that the shirt buttons down, or the collar has a button on it. Mine actually do, you just can't see them, they're hidden behind, but my collars, I usually like to wear shirts with button-down collars. Buttons are, of course, these things, so they go through there's a button hole, and you put the button, you button up your shirt. I'm having trouble putting my button back through. So buttons are small little circle things that are sewn onto shirts that you use when you need to button them up, and pants as well. You have buttons. Or you might have a zipper. A zipper is something that you usually find on the front of your pants. Also on a coat or jacket, you often have a zipper. So zippers are cool. I was going to say I think the zipper was invented in Canada, but I'm not sure. If it was, you're welcome. If it wasn't, sorry about that. On your pants, if you wear a belt, you will have belt loops. So the belt goes through the belt loops. So belt loops are on almost every pair of pants. Not everyone wears a belt. You might have a pair of pants with belt loops, and you might decide not to wear a belt for sure. Pants and shirts often have a pocket. So right here I have a pocket. If I wanted to put this in my pocket, I could put it in my pocket, take it back out again. You have front pockets and back pockets on a pair of pants. So many people will put their phone in their back pocket or their wallet in their back pocket. When you walk around in the city, you shouldn't put your wallet in your back pocket. It'll probably get stolen. And many articles of clothing have a tag in the back. So my shirt, I can't see it or feel it, has a tag. The tag has two things on it. It usually has says where it is made, and it usually tells you how to wash the article of clothing. I really like tags. I looked at some tags upstairs before I did this lesson. So my shirts are made in many places around the world. Some are made in Vietnam, so I don't know if Gaga's here or any of my Vietnamese friends. Some of my shirts are made in Indonesia. Some of my shirts are made in the United States. One of my shirts is made in Spain. One of my shirts is from France, lolly lolly. And so shirts are made all over the world, and all of the shirts I own, they're just from all different places. None of my shirts are made in Canada, so I wear blue plaid shirts all the time. Plaid means it's got checkers on it. So I should thank all of your countries for making my blue plaid shirts for me. That is very awesome. Hey, I'm going to do a few more questions. Let me get to the next one. Next question, Renata, the Brazilian. Good morning, Bob. Could you please explain what a tank top is, and is knit hat the same as beanie and toque? Knit hat and beanie would be very similar, and toque. And a tank top is a very small top where you can see the person's stomach, and you can usually see their shoulders. And it's usually worn in countries where it's very warm, for sure. Let's see here. Alexi, does every woman wear tights in your neighborhood? No. Tights or yoga pants or anything that's really tight, generally people only wear when they are working out. It's somewhat worn, like if you go to the mall you might see a few people, but it's not as common as you might think from watching TV. Hey, welcome, new member, but I can't read the name, sorry about that. If you want to shout out, if you have how to pronounce your name, that would be great, but thank you so much for joining. Let me get the next question here. Mohammed Jiravi. Hi, Teacher Bob. You said yoga pants are strange for men. What else is strange for men in Canada? I don't know. That's a tricky question. I think really short shorts would look weird on a man, but that's just my personal opinion, for sure. Let's see. Next question. I'm skipping some of the questions because they aren't related to the topic. So give me a second here to find a few more. Let's see here. Frank has the next question. Frank says, hi Bob, Roots was very popular in Canada. Roots is a little expensive in my country. Yes, Roots is not, does not make cheap clothing. My watch is a Fitbit, so it tells me how many steps I did today, Madi. Roots definitely is a little bit expensive. Hey folks, you know what? I think it's time to wrap this up. I want to just say thank you to everyone who is here. Thank you to all of my subscribers. If you are new here and you don't know what this is, I'm Bob the Canadian. If you click the subscribe button, I do a new lesson every Tuesday. I do a live lesson every Friday, a live lesson every Saturday. So please subscribe. If you want to support my channel, please consider becoming a member. There is a button somewhere to do that. There's also a link in the chat that you can use to do that. If you did not understand parts of this lesson, there will be English automatically generated subtitles tomorrow, so do come back and watch some sections of this again to help you. But certainly thanks to Todd, thanks to Dave for being here and moderating the chat. Again, thank you to all of you. Thank you to my members. I think I've thanked everybody. Thanks to English Danny. Thanks, English Danny, for the super chat sticker. That's awesome. And Brent's here from Learn American English with this guy. Thanks to everybody who participates and makes this an awesome lesson. Hope you were able to learn something. I know this was probably a little bit of review for some of you, but when you're learning a language, review is always good. Bob the Canadian here. Have a great weekend. I'll see some of you tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Live lesson. You can ask me anything, and I will see you then. Bye.